Hi there, it's David Young, the Resourceful Coach, and what we're going to talk a little bit about today is power and what I call your biggest power killers. Things that you are doing which are losing you power in your swing, and you probably don't even realise you're doing it. And that's a real important thing as you get through these shots. So we're going to look at 4 different things. And I'm going to start with probably, I'd say, most people. When you pull out a driver out of the bag, the biggest error is people suddenly think, well, I want to hit this ball further, so I've got to put physically more effort into the shot. And the biggest thing we do is we start to create tension. We start to think, well, I grip that club tight. If I really force it, it will allow me to hit the ball further. Now, let's think a little bit about golf. What is it about? It's about sending this little golf ball as far down the hole as possible when you're hitting your driver. So it gives you the opportunity to get the next shot onto the green or as close to the green as you can. And it's staying within your capabilities, but it's a speed game. Golf is about really having a target, hitting it to that target, but having speed. And your speed will allow you to achieve what you want to achieve. The tighter you get, the harder you grip that club, the tighter you make your arms, trying to keep your arms straight, keep your head down, all of these things will restrict your swing. And the chances are it's going to then slow your club head up. So if I was setting up and hitting a ball down this hole, and we've come to a tee box we very rarely come to here, the 15th tee, and what we have is a situation where the green is over there, but we've got this dog leg. I always think the 6th tee shot is a much nicer tee shot to look at, but you get a lot of people that, oh, can I carry all these trees and get onto the fairway? And you can see them sort of winding up. They've like become setting up so much, they're like a bull. They're sort of, oh, I'm going to hit that ball as hard as I can. And what ends up happening is that tension takes over and they're putting all this effort into the shot. And the most common sort of thing I see then is they come into it and, oh, the ball, oh. I mean, that's gone right off the toe of the club. I mean, if I've gone 100 yards, that's amazing. But I put so much effort in, that should have worked. But for me, tension is your first thing. Think about, if you want to create power, you need a free swing. You need a lot freer swing in what you're doing. Now, a lot of you comment on the length of my swing, but the one thing I am is always relaxed. I want to feel the weight of the club. So when I grip that club, I grip it, I mean, people say, how hard do you grip a golf club? And I would say it's very, very rarely when I give a lesson and we work on grip pressure that anybody's gripping at the right tension. So if you grip it 1 and you think it could come out your hands, well, that's no good. If you grip it 10, like the blood's going to come out your fingers, that's no good. When I'm swinging well, I'm probably around a 4 or 5. That's what I would think. Okay, but you've got to be in control of the club. I think that's the first thing. But the second thing then from there is feel secure but light. So all your muscles now can react. So tension is your biggest enemy, number 1. That's a power killer. You'll see here, I'm not going to do, I don't do a big swing. Everybody says about a 3/4 swing. But if I'm relaxed and I let the club go, now I can hit it down the fairway where I want to go. Hit it over those trees. And that's nicely on the fairway. And it's not a particularly long hole, this hole, 370 yards, one of the shorter par 4s here. And that's probably left me 120 yards into the green. So you could see the extra effort on that first swing wasn't really allowing us to get the result that we want. So that's number 1. I think that's the biggest power killer. Number 2 is what I call clarity of thought. Is that when I see people set up to their shots, a lot of the time what they're doing is they're not actually clear what they're going to do. So straight away, are you going to commit to your swing? Probably not. So this is where your time on the practice ground is very important, yes, to develop a swing. But once you've developed that swing, it's about having the confidence and the clarity of what you're going to do. So for me, my natural shape is a little bit of a draw, is when I step up onto the tee box, I want to feel that when I address that ball, before I make the swing, everything is clear in my mind before I play it. If you just walk up and then you get open and now what am I meant to be doing? That's not going to work. So especially if you're in a group, let's say you're out there in a 4-ball this weekend, is if you're the 3rd player to hit off the tee, don't just stand there dawdling around. Start to think about what you're going to do. What's the club I'm going to choose? Get the club ready, get your ball ready, get the tee ready. So when it is your go number 1, you can go into the tee relaxed. So that helps to release tension. Number 2, you're coming in with a clear idea because you're not just standing there looking at the lovely sun. You're looking at it and going, okay, what am I going to do? I want to be down the right side, a little bit of a draw. So again, you've got clarity in your mind of what you're going to do. So that's important. So you're clear in your mind. So when you set up to the shot, you're very focused on what you want to do. Once you're happy, make your swing. Okay, now it wasn't quite as good as the one before. It's a little bit to the right of where I would normally go, but it's still got on the fairway. What would I have? Maybe a 20-yard longer shot than the previous shot. So there are first two things, and I don't think really people talk about clarity as an important thing for power, but the more you get over that ball with confidence and clarity in what you're going to do, that swing will free up. And that's what you want to feel, okay? Get over that ball, feel tension-free, clarity in your mind of what you're going to do, and those first 2 points are going to make such a massive difference to what you're doing. So the third thing we're going to talk about is your setup. And I always think the setup tells me a lot about a person's swing and how they're going to play the shot. And what I find is that if in your setup it is incorrect to the shot that you're looking to hit, you are going to some way through the shot make compensations with your swing. And the chances are now this is going to start to put more spin on the golf ball. Now, we talk about side spin, and now the latest sort of word is spin axis. When you hit a golf ball up in the air, your golf ball is always back spinning. Okay, there is no such thing as top spin in golf unless you hit the ball into the ground. So every time your golf ball gets airborne, it has backspin. So your golf ball is basically doing this all the time. And ultimately, if you want to hit a straight shot, we want that spin to be consistent. Okay, now, if the ball is hit with the club coming in at an angle that may put, let's call it side spin because that's what you more understand, it's going to make the golf ball start to spin this way, or it's going to make the golf ball spin this way. And within a certain amount, when you play a shot, if you hit a very small fade or a draw, let's say the ball's only moving 2 or 3 yards in the air, that's not going to really affect your distance. It's when the golf ball starts to move dramatically right to left or left to right, your golf ball in theory is starting to go sideways. And yes, a draw, for me as a right-handed golfer, is a ball that would spin slightly right to left, would be more powerful than a ball moving left to right. But if I get to a certain point and the shape becomes too aggressive, I'm losing power both ways. Because if I hit a sort of a hooking type shot, what's going to happen is the golf ball's going to hit the ground, it's just going to go sideways. So you'll have a lot of people, if they come to you and say, I want to generate more power, you'll probably be encouraged to hit a slight draw because it is more powerful than, say, a ball drifting severely left to right because you're putting more backspin on the ball. So I think that's really important to understand. Now, what I see a lot of the time, this is the most common error I see. When people set up to the ball, they go, I'm going to draw this, I'm going to hit a draw. So what do we think is the right thing to do? Well, we want a golf ball that's going to start out to the right and it will curve back towards the intended target. So it seems common sense to aim to the right. Now, what happens here, let me just bring this ball a little bit more across so that camera's a little bit better where we're looking at, is what I see a lot of golfers do then is their subconscious says, actually, I don't really want to hit a draw. I really want to hit a straight shot. So they're aiming out to the right, they swing back on a pretty good line to their setup, but then their subconscious says, I need to come this way into the ball to get it straight. And what do we end up doing? We just end up chopping across the ball. As soon as you sense your swing is coming, what I call out to in, you are naturally going to open the club face up. So what that's going to do is put more backspin on the ball. So I see a lot of compensations. I see a lot of swings where people go, yeah, I'm going to draw this. And a draw would be, yes, you'd commit to that line. And from there, if you now rotate that club face, you will hit a lower, more penetrating flight. But because maybe we don't trust that, the golfer then gets to here, thinks, oh, I'm in the wrong position. They compensate as they come down, and then they come down into it, and they chop across. And my club head speed is probably as much as what I did when I hit a nice drive a minute ago, but I've only hit that ball, at best, 70% of the distance of the previous shot. And again, it looked a lot of effort for no real result. So it's important, we're back to that second point we talked about, clarity. It's being clear in your mind of exactly what you want to do, so then when you play the shot, you're not making compensations in your swing. And again, I see people then, if they are slicing the ball, they'll aim miles left. Well, I'm now aiming into the cow field here. What have I got to do to stop it going there? I've got to open the club up. and I'm compensating, and I'm now getting angles that are not working together. So what you want to achieve in your setup is a way you know you're going to come back to the ball solidly. We never want to, unless you're deliberately trying to hit a shape, a big shape I should say, we never want to be coming more than between 2 and 4 degrees from out to in or in to out. If you can do that, keep it around about 2 degrees, and you get the face in a good position, you're going to hit great shots. But as soon as you're making big adjustments, you're altering that club face, there's a problem. So compensation is a massive error I see with people when they're playing the shots. And we come to our final one, okay? And this is really a reaction, okay? It's what I call last shot syndrome. So if you've got that guy who's hit the big slice over there, what does he do? Well, he aims further that way. He thinks, oh, I'll aim right over there. I'll aim right out there, and now if I get the same slice, oh, I'm going to be in the middle of the fairway. But when the player was looking to play the good shot, and he may have had a pretty orthodox setup, but he's got into a poor position here, what will happen then, he didn't intend to hit that bad shot, but now by aiming miles left, he now has to hit the bad shot. And it's going to be a power loser. And it doesn't matter which way you do this. Okay, I'm emphasizing the slicing because we generally think of that as being the problem. But I see a lot of golfers will close the face down, they think, oh, this will draw it. And what ends up happening then, they come into it and they just smother the ball, and I've just knocked the ball straight into the ground, and that's no backspin on it, that's topspin because I wanted to get topspin, but I'm reacting to the shot before. So it's that importance that when you look at the shot, go back to clarity. Think about, what do I want? That's always the number one thing. Whenever you look at my videos, that's the biggest thing we'll always bring up. What do I want to achieve with the shot? And set up with that intention. If you've gone to the practice ground and worked on your swing, have that intention. So if I set up there, and you're never going to hit every shot perfect. That's just golf. Watch the top players. Okay? We see it week in, week out, that they make mistakes. And actually, as I'm making this video today, we've just had 3 weeks in a row where the leader has let their lead go in the final round and somebody's come up from behind. And we don't really see that too often now because mentally these players are so strong. So I'll guarantee for some reason there wasn't 100% clarity to what they were doing. So as they get to that ball, they're trying to do something that doesn't feel right. And that could be just pressure, that could be the setup didn't feel right. Same for yourself. Make sure you're clear in your mind. So when you get over that ball, have the intention. So I'm going to play a shot. I've got the good intentions. I've worked on my swing. Play the shot. Okay, and that's actually not a bad shot. I'm quite happy with that. So there's the importance now. As I go to the next one with the same idea, I don't change it. And what I see a lot of the time is people maybe don't strike the ball perfectly out the middle of the club, and it's still down the fairway, and they're changing things. They're reacting to that shot. Okay, what's the goal? The goal was to get that ball down the fairway. If I have, even if it's 10% less than I would like to have got, I'm happy with that. Okay, because I'm down the fairway. If I was looking to hit it 250 and I hit it 225, 230, but I'm down the fairway, it just means I've got to hit 2 more clubs into the green. But I wouldn't go to the next tee shot and start changing my technique because it's still put the ball down the fairway. So reacting to your previous shots can be your biggest nightmare, especially on the golf course. If it's not worked out, go and spend time on the practice ground to develop it. So we're looking at these power killers. Number 1, tension. You get over that ball. Are you that strangler of the golf club? Are you that player who grips it so hard, oh, that will hit it further? You're actually slowing the club up. You're slowing your muscles up. 2, are you clear in your mind what you're going to do? So you let the swing become free. You put those 2 ideas together, you start to get the desired result that you want as you go through the shot. Number 3, is your setup causing a problem? Are you creating a setup that you then have to compensate somewhere in the swing, and that compensation can give you poor strikes, extra spin on the ball, causing you to lose power? Or are you the player who looks at the last shot, as I call it, last shot syndrome, where you're reacting to your last shot? If you've gone to the practice ground and worked on your swing and developed a swing, stick with it 100% for that round. See what it gives you. When you finish the round, come off and go, yep, that was good, or no, I need to improve that and do this. But if you're chopping and changing shot to shot, good luck. Okay, I'll guarantee you won't have a good day out on the golf course, and your power will be all over the place, and you'll just be getting more and more frustrated. I hope this video's helped you. For me, power is such an important thing. I know you guys want to see it, but get the most out of your game. I think that's the important thing. That's what we're saying here. Get the most out of what you can do, and you'll be amazed at the success that you have. If you have enjoyed the video, please share it with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you soon.